Hey guys, Wet Movie 1 back here again with my buddy Arron, and we're about to talk about 5 of our favorite horror movies. You know, Arron's been a big horror movie guy. If you ever seen his house, he has like posters of like, you know, horror movie characters, like mashups and stuff. Like he has a bunch of horror movies in his collection, a bunch of stuff everywhere, scary movie related. And we picked out, you know, 5 of our favorites. Not like the very, I don't know if it's like the top, but you know, just 5 movies that we like to watch on a semi-regular basis, you know, in our horror movie collections. What was the very first horror movie you think you ever saw that you remember?
I did see The Exorcist on TV when I was like 5, and a lot of the Universal horror films when I was young too.
Yeah, I mean, with me, I think the very first glimpses of horror movies I saw were like the Friday the 13th ones, just like at, you know, friends' houses when like their older brothers or sisters or whatever the fuck had them on TV. But the one I remembered watching that freaked me out was when it comes to horror movies was Nightmare on Elm Street 4.
That's a good one.
No, for some reason that shit just freaked me the fuck out. But like I said, in this video, we picked out, you know, 5 of our favorites, 5 of his, 5 of mine, and we're going to show them to you, talk about them for a moment or two, and if you guys like this idea, let us know, and we might do this for like other genres, like comedies, or, you know, sub-genres like, you know, stoner comedies, or...
No, that sounds good. Sci-fi.
You know, sports movies or some shit.
No sport movies.
You don't like sport movies?
I do not like sport movies.
What about like Sandlot or some shit?
Those are different, but yeah.
That's a sport movie.
Yeah.
Major League?
Yeah.
Alright, so Arron, you want to go first? Show your first, one of your top favorites?
Well, you got to start with the classic one. Night of the Living Dead, the original. George Romero, 1968. This one really started the whole zombie genre. I think it's a really cool movie.
Yeah, I always liked that one too.
Yeah.
I mean, towards the end of George Romero's career, it got kind of weird. Like Survival of the Dead.
Yeah.
And, what was it called again? That was the found footage one, right?
Yeah.
And then there was Land of the Dead. It was okay. I think that was his last big budget one that he did.
But Dawn of the Dead, of course, is a classic too.
Oh yeah.
But I like this one better though. I like the original.
Yeah, Dawn of the Dead is probably my favorite one of the Dead movies. My first pick today is a movie called Session 9. It was put out by Scream Factory. I have that in my collection at home, and it's cool. It's about this, like, you know, group of investigators going into like this old abandoned insane asylum, and then the weird stuff that they witness and hear and see and shit. It's really an atmospheric movie that
I haven't seen that one, so I'll have to check it out.
It always kind of freaked me out. It has like Brandon Sexton III in it. He was like the dude that was in Welcome to the Dollhouse. That was like always trying to get with that girl and stuff.
Oh yeah.
He was also in like, you know, Empire Records, one of my favorite movies of all time. But Session 9 is definitely an atmospheric horror movie that I recommend you guys check out if you guys have never seen it before.
The original Halloween from 1978, John Carpenter. I just think it really set up the whole slasher genre, and I think it's well done. Everything about it's great. Gotta love Michael Myers.
Yeah.
So this is my second pick.
Speaking of Halloween, what do you think about the whole shit that's going on right now? I don't know if you know about it or not, but Tony Moran, the guy that is the Unmasked Michael Myers, people have been talking about him lately because there's this video that came out, like a 25-minute video came out, showcasing all the different clips from him at conventions, talking shit about fans, talking about like how, you know, why would someone want to give me $25 to sign something? What are you guys, super fucking nerds? And, you know, then there's him talking shit about how crappy the movie is, how he's never liked the movie, fuck Jamie Lee Curtis, fuck, you know, John Carpenter. He's like, there's like all these different things.
His opinion's wrong.
Yeah, but like now he's getting banned from conventions, it looks like even doing those appearances. But I don't know if you knew about that, but it's like a big thing. But the thing is, he's always been a dickhead. You know, from where every time I've ever seen him, for a section of one time, I never talked to him that day at this one premiere. But yeah, from like people like deadpit.com, there's always been people talking shit about him and his attitude and stuff.
Well, that doesn't change my opinion on the movie, I think.
Oh yeah, the movie's cool, but he's only in it for like 5.2 seconds. Yeah. So who the hell would want to give him $20 or $50 to sign a fucking poster?
Yeah.
He just went like this, and that was it. You know what I mean? Like,
it is what it is, I guess.
Yeah. Okay, the next one is one of the ones Arron has in his collection. I have it too at home, and this is Cube. This one came out back in like the early mid-90s, and it was really effective to me. It's about these people that wake up in this cube-like room, and they're like, "Why the hell did I get here? How the hell you know what's going on?" It's kind of like Saw, but before Saw.
It's like the predecessor to Saw.
Yeah, and
I think it's Lionsgate too, didn't they?
Yeah, it's put out by Lionsgate, and this is the Alliance Blu-ray, and yeah, it's pretty much like these people are stuck in this room, and there's all these different doors. And you open each door and try to go into each room to try to figure out how to get the fuck out of this thing that they're in.
It's like booby traps.
Yeah, it's like different things. If you go into one room, you could die. You know, you have to like pick the right room at the right time.
There's some cool kills in there.
Definitely, especially that first one.
Oh yeah.
the first one that starts off the whole franchise.
A guy gets cut into like 100 pieces.
Yeah, that shit was cool, and it spanned like 2 or 3 sequels. I always kind of really liked this one. It may be considered sci-fi, but fuck it. To me, it's a horror film, and I always enjoyed that one.
Yeah.
That's my second one right there.
All right. My third pick. I love Tobe Hooper. I love Texas Chainsaw Massacre. But for some reason, I really like the Funhouse. There's just something about this movie. I like the pace of it. Like, just how they're kind of explaining like all the different attractions at the Funhouse. And just the way it unpeels. It's a really cool movie. And I really enjoy it.
Yeah, I don't think I've ever... I don't think I've seen that one in a very long time.
Oh, really?
I think the last time I saw it was when it first came out on Blu-ray. Was the very first time I saw it. Is Jamie Lee Curtis in that one?
No, it's the girl from Amadeus.
Okay. Yeah.
But it's a pretty cool movie. I like it.
That's cool. That's a Scream Factory edition right there.
Yeah.
And another one of my favorite ones I always like to go back to revisit every once in a while. Kind of like the whole the franchise of this. Not really the remake at all that much with Chloe Grace Moretz, but this movie spawned a sequel and a TV movie that came out. But this is the original Brian De Palma movie called Carrie. When it comes to movies like this, I've always really dig movies that people have telekinesis. They can move shit with their minds. You know what I mean? Like Friday the 13th Part 7. Mm-hmm. When it's that girl versus Jason throwing shit at Jason, with her mind.
Are they Jedis, would you say?
I guess, like horror movie Jedis.
Yeah, horror movie Jedis.
But this one's always been a really good one, and this is also the very first feature film that John Travolta ever starred in. He was in like Welcome Back, Kotter, the TV shows and stuff like that. But this was before Saturday Night Fever, before Grease. But yeah, this was his very first feature film, and this is really creepy, atmospheric as well. And of course, like I said, it dawned a sequel called The Rage Carrie 2. Which I watched semi-recently, and it doesn't really hold up that much. It's kind of cool how this one, the girl fucking throws something at this one guy, and it knocks his nuts off. That was kind of funny.
And obviously the end with the whole bucket of blood falling on her, that's a classic scene.
Yeah. But did you remember John Travolta was in there?
Yeah. Also, I think the secretary that was in Ferris Bueller's Day Off, I think she was one of the girls in that.
And I believe PJ Souls is in here too, from Rockaway High School and Halloween.
Yeah, that's right.
I think she plays like a little part in this one as well. But Carrie is definitely one of those ones that I recommend that I always kind of liked anyway. Like I said, I love telekinesis kind of movies. And what's your next one?
All right. So I really love the Nightmare on Elm Street franchise. The first one, it's a close match. I really like the first one, but I really like the third one the best. Because I think that's the one where they start getting like really creative, and like the special effects are great, and they just start getting more intricate, and you start learning about the kids and their powers and all that stuff. So I really like Part 3. So that's one of my favorites.
Yeah, I always liked the original one, but my personal favorite out of the whole franchise of Nightmare on Elm Street would have to be New Nightmare.
Yeah,
I don't know, for some reason that one just always kind of cool. You get Freddy and his new updated look, and
I think Wes Craven was associated with those 3 movies, so those are the best ones.
Yeah, no, but that the New Nightmare has always been cool. I know people bitch about Miko Hughes' performance in there, but I always thought he was the cool, creepy little kid.
Oh, that's fine. Yeah.
He was also the kid in
Pet Sematary.
Yeah, and Kindergarten Cop.
Yeah.
Boys have a penis and girls have a vagina.
Do they? Oh, okay.
I don't know. Look at me, I'm a nerd. We're sitting here talking about physical media. I don't know. I don't know shit. My next movie on my list is If I Die Before I Wake. This is a movie that was put out by Lionsgate, and it's a home invasion movie. It's one of those ones that kind of came and went. Not a lot of people ever really talk about it. I mention it in live streams when people ask me about what some of my favorite horror movies are. And it's just a really freaky movie, dude, about these 2 guys that break into this family's house and torture the shit out of the family. Like, they kind of like rape the mom, and the dad's like watching. And you kind of see it. You kind of hear it. You know what's going on. But the thing is, when all that stuff's happening upstairs with the older brother, the mom, and the father, the older daughter and the baby of the house are in the other room hiding, and the people that are in the house doing all this crazy shit don't know they're there, and they're trying to get out of the house. And it takes place all takes place all in the house of them trying to figure out how the hell to get out of there.
I haven't seen that one either, so it sounds pretty cool.
It really affected me when I first saw it. It was really well made for an independent flick, you know.
If you recommend it, it's probably good.
Yeah, I mean, it's independent, so it's not like big budget or anything. But I thought it was cool.
All right, so my last movie, and this one is my favorite, is Evil Dead Part 2. I love the entire Evil Dead series, Army of Darkness and Ash vs. Evil Dead. But this one, it really is good, and it just takes the first movie and puts it on steroids, and just it's zany and goofy and high energy, and just Sam Raimi and Bruce Campbell, they really kill it on this one.
Yeah, I really love that one too. I love the whole franchise.
But this one, I think, is
the best one out of all.
In my opinion, I really just enjoy this one a lot.
Yeah, me too. I dig that one too. But that was his last one. My last one is another one that come out from Scream Factory. Really happy that it got a Blu-ray release. Okay, I love this movie since VHS days, and I'm a big Edward Furlong fan. Brainscan. It's Edward Furlong for Terminator 2 and Pet Sematary 2 is in this one, and he's a kid going to high school. He's really into horror movies. He has like a horror movie club at the school where they watch horror movies and shit like Death, Part 7, stuff like that. In school, by the way. And he really loves playing video games. And one day, he gets this random disc in the mail. It says that, put this in your computer and, play this new virtual game called Brainscan. And he puts it in, and it takes him into the mind of a killer. And you kind of like, you have to find out how the movie all unfolds, but it's really fucking cool. You get a real cool character in here, kind of like Maurice from Little Monsters, but in this one his name's a Trickster, and he's kind of like the master of the game. And you have to watch the movie to find out how it all unfolds. But this is definitely one of my favorite.
I like that one too. It's really good.
Yeah, one of my favorite ones. Not just because Edward Furlong's in it, but just the movie itself. It kind of really sucked me in the first time I saw it, and yeah, one of my favorites. I have the one I have at home is autographed by Furlong when I got to interview him and shit. But yeah, those are my top 5, favorites that I like to watch. Not necessarily like the top of ever, but like some of our favorites right there. They come to mind. Yeah. So if you guys enjoyed this video, please hit that thumbs up button. If you guys like to see more videos kind of like this of us discussing different movies that we like from different genres, recommend us some genres that you would like to hear us talk about, and we'll catch you guys next time.